its relatively brief existence, women's MMA has already seen a handful of fighters with a reasonable claim to being the greatest of all time. The First Lady of MMA was Gina Carano. The Muay Thai pro cut a swathe through the nascent scene, going on a 7-fight undefeated streak to earn her shot at the first Strikeforce women's title. Unfortunately, it was against Cris Cyborg, who monstered Carano to take the belt and end the American's professional fighting career. What could have been the Cyborg era was cut short when only 2 fights later, Justino tested positive for steroids. She was stripped of her title and relegated to beating up undersized opponents in MMA's second tier. The next candidate for all-time greatest was the household name who elevated women's MMA to the mainstream, Ronda Rousey. Rowdy exploded onto the scene, crushing all and sundry on her way to the Strikeforce UFC bantamweight title. Rousey was widely seen as unbeatable, amassing a perfect 12-0 record and only once going past the first round. People speculated that she wasn't just the greatest female fighter of all time, but the greatest fighter, full stop. The only opponent who anyone thought had a chance was Cyborg, but she was at least a division heavier and was never going to make the weight cut. At the height of her powers, the world was shocked when Holly Holm suddenly exposed Rousey's weaknesses in a one-sided shellacking that left her unconscious with her reputation in tatters. Ronda vanished from the public eye that she had previously monopolized to consider her future. But in the fight immediately before Rousey's loss, fans had seen the next woman in line for all-time status stake her claim, as Polish strawweight Joanna Jędrzejczyk defended her title for the second time. A brutal striking technician, JJ, cleared out her division and was just solidifying her title reign when unheralded underdog Rose Namajunas fought the perfect fight to stop Joanna in the first. The next month, Rousey returned to the cage after over a year, but ran headfirst into a 48-second loss that effectively ended her MMA career. That beating was dispensed by Brazilian champ Amanda Nunes, a heavy-hitting bantamweight who had claimed Rousey's title in her absence. 2 years and 3 title defenses later, Amanda Nunes moved up a division to do what Rousey never could, face and beat Cris Cyborg. And it only took her 3 seconds longer. Nunes now stands as the first ever dual division title holder in women's MMA history and has humbled 2 all-time legends in the process. But history has shown us that even the most dominant streaks can be ended without warning. So while Nunes is without question the greatest female fighter right now, just how good she can be is still a matter of time.